Let's go back up to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, and Davey Johnson, also among those of us who were mighty impressed with the effort tonight from John Lannon.
Well, I was really impressed with the way he started the game, and then I was impressed with after he gave up a bunch of hits in that, second, third inning, that he battled back and stayed with himself and gave me a good ball game. He left with a lead, and we were able to hold on to it, and it was just an all-around good team effort.
Davey, Wilson Ramos with the home run and the other hits, I mean, he just seems to really be locked in at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, he's been coming along the last couple of weeks. He's been swinging the bat good, and, of course, he's a great receiver. But all the guys have been coming in. I mean, Espinosa had another great game. He seems to like it here. So these young guys are growing up. It's fun to watch.
How's his foot?
He's all right. A little bit more worried about Ramos's foot. He was complaining a little bit. I'll probably give him tomorrow off. But by and large, we came through it all right.
How nice was it for you to see Henry Rodriguez, too, get his first save? Well,
it was kind of planned. I had him going to be the guy to go out there in the ninth. I was going to stay off of Storen. And I wanted to use some new guys. I've been really my mainstays in the pen. I wanted to stay off them. They've been throwing a lot, and so the rest of the guys really contributed a great deal today in this win.
You feel like Rodriguez is kind of where you hoped he would be at this point of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I loved his progress. I mean, he's been spectacular at times, and then sometimes he gets a little wild. But by and large, I've liked his demeanor, and I don't think he even knew he was out there in the ninth inning. You know, he looked the same to me. So he's always throwing hard. Although he was throwing a little harder tonight, I think he did realize where he was.
How do you explain Danny's owning the Phillies? I mean, 8 home runs.
Well, I mean, he's, concentration is probably better. When you go up against the best and full house, a lot of these guys like to play in front of a lot of people, and to them, this is a big game, beating the Phillies.
Davey, you also, have won the series, and you're also now 9-8 against them this year. And does that say a lot about the strides the team has taken?
It sure does, and tomorrow's the big one. I don't want them to even the series. So when we put in the hands of a very qualified youngster in Peacock. So, but I've really been impressed with the way they battled this series.
You always talk about playing well on the road, 7 straight on the road.
Yeah, Trent asked me, how do you win on the road? I think it was in New York. I said, you score runs. And we've been doing that a little bit. We're not overly doing it, but it was real good tonight.
Is it important? I mean, the Phillies have just really done a number on you guys for a few years. Do you think it's important to maybe show them too that it's not going to be that easy anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I think they know the way we played them this year. I think we've played them as tough as anybody they played, and I'm sure they're fully aware of that. I mean, the last few games, I mean, Charlie's thrown everything at us. And they're not important games to them, but they also want to end on a good note. So in a way, they are important games.
You mentioned before the game too about how Espinosa, Ramos, for being rookies, have been forced to carry the load a little bit.
Right.
How I guess tough is that for a rookie? I mean, when Zimmerman's hurt and Worth's not doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, they really have.
I mean, it's tremendously weighing on youngsters because they want to win ball games, and so they try to do more. I was fortunate when I broke in. There was a guy named Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Boog Powell, guys like that around me tearing the cover off. So I kind of went unnoticed. But these guys, with those guys out, have had to stand up, and I think they've had a great year.